Hi everyone, this is my doing stuff whilst talking about Amber Turd, because she is one. Now, if you've not seen, I was doing videos like May, June of my opinion of the Johnny Depp / Amber Turd trial, and obviously he won, and then everything went quite well. Actually, the next day her lawyer, what was she called? I can't remember her name. Elaine started talking crap on TV about how the judge were corrupt and the jury were corrupt and they believed him because he's Johnny Depp, blah blah blah, just like blaming everything except for the fact that Amber is a sociopath and a liar, and that it was obvious to everyone that she was lying. So, you know, she basically, even though I don't think she believes Amber's telling the truth, of course, because she's her lawyer and she's being paid, of course she's going to stick up for her because she represented her in court. Obviously, she can't turn around now and say, well, actually, I know she was lying. So she was doing those interviews that were a load of rubbish. And then, like, maybe a week later, Johnny Depp's lawyers did some interviews, but they weren't casting aspersions or talking crap. They were just being honest and didn't go too much into it because they're professional and they're not so losers. And I think even if Johnny Depp lost, I don't think they would go around acting the way that Amber Heard's team are acting, which is highly unprofessional. So, now I've not really watched these interviews. I've just basically seen headlines, and I've seen the person that I follow who basically watches this stuff and then makes the comments on it, and they put bits of clips in of the interviews. Now, at this point, whilst I'm filming this there was like that first part where they were just showing bits of it, and then there was the second part where it showed more, and then what else has come out? Something else. Oh, one of the jury members spoke out as well, because of course Amber is blaming the jury, but she's like, well, it's not their fault that they believed what they believed. Like, she was trying to, like, she worded it different to Elaine, because Elaine's like, yeah, it's the jury, blah blah blah, and obviously Amber's been told how to say it to make it sound like she doesn't blame them for the decision that they made, and that they clearly made that decision because they were influenced by Johnny Depp and who he was and stuff. So, but she was like, she's basically defaming him again, even though she's just lost a defamation trial. She's defaming him again, and it's like, she's obviously a bitter loser because she's clearly annoyed that no one believes her lies. But if she didn't get on the stand and act the way she acted, then she may have been more believable. But the way she was acting, even if she was telling it, well, she weren't telling the truth, because if she was telling the truth, she wouldn't act the way she was acting. And I know different people act different ways depending on what's happened to them, and some people express their feelings and some struggle with expressing the feelings and don't know how to show their feelings, or they don't know how to act. But the way she was acting, going from one extreme to another, and like talking about something sad but showing no sad emotion, and then like 20 seconds later thinking, oh god, I'm going to look sad, and then she just pulls these faces that weren't very natural and just like an afterthought. It's no wonder she wasn't believed, because you just, even if you struggle to show emotion, you don't suddenly go, oh god, I've just told something really sad like 20 seconds ago, I'll just pull this face. And then the fake crying, like, if you can't cry, don't force it, because you'd be more believable if you didn't cry rather than doing this fake over the top crying where you're not actually crying. So the jury member was basically saying, like, we believe that Amber was the aggressor in the relationship, which is quite clear from what evidence was presented, and also from how they were acting differently on the stand. He was very genuine, and he's a very private person anyway, and he actually probably struggled with the fact that he was going to have to go into all these details on the stand, but obviously he wanted the truth to come out regardless of whether he won or not. He just felt he had to speak his truth so people knew it from his side of things, rather than what she's been put in the papers, and like that op-ed which was clearly about him, and she admitted like in court that it was about him, and then now in this interview she's saying it's not about him. God, Amber, you need to make your mind up. Like, if you're going to lie, just stick to the lie. Don't change your story every 3 seconds. It makes you less believable. It's just getting really ridiculous. All these stories, how she can't seem to let it go. And now she just keeps defaming him. And she's like standing by everything she said in court, and she's accusing him of stuff yet again after she's just lost the trial. Now, I think his spokespeople have like spoken out about it, and basically like she needs to stop speaking about it. It's done, it's over, because she's going to end up back in court again if she carries it on. Like, he's not going to put up with it, and why should he have to put up with this constant defaming of him? Like, she lost. She needs to just get the help she clearly needs and just get on with her life, and not go in the interview, oh, I still love him. No, I think you don't love him. I think you loved the lifestyle that you had with your £500 bottles of wine or whatever it was. I think that's what you loved. I don't think you loved him, because if you loved him, you wouldn't be going round doing what you're doing. You'd just be like, you know what, this was years ago, I lost the court case, yeah, look bad. And you know what, it's never too late to apologise. Never too late. It's never too late to say, do you know what, I'm sorry, I saw it as this way, maybe it's not as how I've described it, maybe it's just the way I see it, because everyone sees things differently. Like, there could be 10 people in this room now, and we could watch something happen, and every one of us will have a slightly different take on what happened and why, because we're all human, we all see things differently. We don't see the things identically. Even if we see the same thing happen in front of us and we all go off and tell someone, our versions will be the actual event, but our actual opinion and on it, so it will be all slightly different. It won't ever be 100%. And she could just say, do you know what, I was wrong, I shouldn't have said what I've said, you know, I saw it that way, and maybe it wasn't 100% how I saw it, but that's how I saw it. I've lost the trial, and I just need to move on with my life and spend time with my daughter, who, by the way, I feel really sorry for, but that's what I feel like she needs to do, and just stop with the drama, stop trying to defame him, stop trying to carry it all on, because she ain't doing herself any favours, and she's just going to end up getting herself into more trouble and getting more people disliking her and not trusting her. And she could easily just, you know, apologise and not even admit that she's lied, just say, look, it was I saw it in this way, and obviously Johnny saw it in this way, and we're never going to agree, but, you know, I stand by what I've said. And then she should just apologise and just back off. But no, she's doing interviews, she's still saying these things have happened, and she's still going on about it. And I think the best thing she could do is just disappear for a while. People don't want her in the papers, people don't want her on the news, people want her to just go away and get some help. Now, the fact that the people around her are allowing her to do these interviews and allowing her to say these things, it's stupid. Like, when she lost the case and she's like going, oh, I thought I had the right to, like, speak my mind, like the freedom of speech, and it set women back hundreds of years who can't come forward and talk about abuse. But he was abused by you. Why can't he talk about it? Why can't he talk about what you did to him? And I'm not saying Johnny Depp's 100% innocent, but I don't believe he hit her. I do believe that she pushed all his buttons and she kept at it and at it and at it till eventually he probably did retaliate. And I don't think he hit her. I think he just would walk off and disappear for days to one of his other houses, or he might have had an argument with her, but I don't think he hit her at all. I don't believe he's done that. And then she never had the evidence. Like, the evidence that she had was like these faked bruises that were definitely fake, unless she was hitting herself in the face. I don't think he's done them, because also that was another thing. She was trying to prove that he doesn't always wear rings when he constantly has rings on. And if he was hitting her in the face, there'd be a severe amount of damage, because if you've seen the rings that he wears big chunky rings. So that's what basically she was trying to say. Oh, Johnny doesn't wear his rings all the time. And everyone who's ever met him was like, well, actually, he doesn't take his rings off. So if he was hitting her, there would be serious damage, not just these little tiny bruises that she had. So I don't believe it. I think she knew that this relationship wasn't going to last forever, and she did everything she could to maybe have something to use against him to keep him there. And I think at a point she was keeping him with her, because she was saying all these things like, I'm going to say you've done this, this and this. And when she found out he was going to divorce her, she got that injunction against him and made sure that there were cameras outside to take pictures of the bruises, because she wanted to gazump him and just be the one who like files for divorce or whatever. And it's just so childish, and I don't know, it's just ridiculous. And I do believe she forced him to stay with her. But then when his mum died and he was like, this can't continue, and that's when it got worse. And like, I just think she's done a lot of damage to his mental health with the mind games she was playing. She was playing a lot of mind games. She was being aggressive with him. She was constantly trying to fight with him. And he seems like a pretty chilled out person who doesn't want to argue. He just wants to be happy and just be himself and be creative and just be chilled out. He doesn't want to be getting into these arguments. He doesn't want to have to be dealing with drama. He just, he's an older gentleman. He doesn't want drama. He just wants to just live his life and do what makes him happy. He doesn't want to get caught up in stupid arguments over nothing. And she just can't let him go. And she's like, I still love him. I'm like, but you didn't love him, because if you loved him, you wouldn't be lying about him. You'd be getting help for yourself, and you'd be just letting him get on with his life instead of constantly doing interviews, defaming him yet again. It just doesn't make sense why her team are not stopping this or intervening or getting her help. But there you go, that's sociopath for you. And like, I have come across people like this, and they're not nice, and they're good at telling lies, and then they'll live by their lie, even if people are like, oh, I don't quite believe it, or I don't believe it's 100% true, or it doesn't sound right. They will stand by it, and they will swear blind, and they will argue with people, and they'll do whatever they need to do to convince people these things are true, and keep adding more and more things to it, because they like to be these victims and feel people feeling sorry for them, and get people involved in dramas, or get people to do things against other people, because they live through it and they enjoy it, and they love singling people out and harming them and making themselves victims and getting other people to harm these people by the stories they're telling, because some people will just get involved in things and target someone based on lies these manipulative sociopaths do. So that's how I could see it in her even before it all came out about the abuse, because I've had people in my life and are in my life that I like that. So it is horrible being in situations where people are doing and saying things that aren't true for attention, to get people to hate someone because they're jealous of them. Because it all does boil down to jealousy at the end of the day. So I just wish she would just do herself a favour and disappear. Hold her hands up saying, yeah, that's how I saw it, and Johnny saw it another way, and obviously we're not going to agree, and that's it. And she just should just get on with her life. She's got a daughter. Oh, God, I feel sorry for the daughter. The daughter needs a better, more stable mother. And I think she should have the child taken away from her or be supervised with this child, because I think if she's anything like that with the child's going to grow up really messed up. But that's just my opinion. She doesn't seem a nice person. They never are, these sociopaths. They want everything the wrong way. They're not good at making friends, so they lie and create situations to have people around them. And then, like, when people start, like, getting involved in, like, doing things towards other people or the person that they've decided to target, if those people back off and go, oh, you know, we're a bit bored of it, they'll start telling more lies about that person to get them more and more involved. But you just can't do that. It's not nice. And I've been a victim of people like this. And it tears your life apart. It makes you not want to live. It makes you scared of so much. Traps you, takes over your life. And it's horrible. And she did that to him for a long time. And now he's free of her. And she's carrying it on. Just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And the people that are around her need to stop it. Because she's just going to end up with more defamation cases against her, because I don't think he's going to stand for it, because why should he stand for it? She just needs to stop what she's doing. She ain't going to make any friends. She's just going to make enemies, and people are just going to avoid her, and she'll never work again. Whereas if she disappeared and just, like, said, you know, at the end of the day, we both are saying different things, neither of us are going to agree, let's just, you know, leave it as that. But she's not going to. And that's the problem with people like her. They just keep it up and up and up, even if they're losing, or even if, like, people start to disbelieve them, they'll just keep it up. And I don't understand why they do it, because there must become a point when people just have enough of it. Like, she loses friends all the time, and I don't think she's ever really got any real friends, and then she'll get people around and then she'll lose them, and then that's what happens. And there you go. But I'm just getting bored of hearing about what she said now, and he's getting on with his life, and I think that's what's annoying her the most, that he's getting on with his life, and he's doing things, and he's out there living his life, and he's got people on his side, and people have always been on his side. Like, I was always on his side, even before I watched the evidence, like, but now people who may not have been on his side or didn't know what to believe, they're on his side, and they just want her to just go and get help. She needs help. She needs to help herself. She needs to stop saying lies and carrying it on, or trying to carry it on and targeting him. It's not nice. It's not a nice situation to be in, I can tell you that, from very traumatic experiences. But yeah, she just needs to just stop it. She's going to do herself more harm than good. She probably gets wound up every time she sees him in the paper. She needs to stay off social media. He's living his life, he's doing music, he's happy. She needs to find something that makes her happy, because she's not happy. Because if she was truly happy, she wouldn't be doing what she's doing. It's like the situation I had to put up with. That person that started stuff was like, oh, I'm happy, and I'm like, didn't say it to me, and I'm like, well, why don't you tell your face that? And if you're so happy, why are you still doing what you're doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be happy if you're still targeting someone. You can't be. So she can't be happy, because if she was truly happy, Amber Heard, she wouldn't be targeting, she wouldn't be going after him, she wouldn't be doing these interviews, she wouldn't be still trying to prove these things happened that didn't happen. She needs to just get on with her life. Life's short. Like, who's got time for this shit? Clearly she does. She can't be happy. Yeah, she's pissed off she didn't win the case, and most people would, but the people that are surrounding her, that are letting her do these things, are idiots. She's just going to dig herself a bigger and bigger hole that she's never going to get out of. No one's going to believe her. Everyone saw her lies and her lying. It's draining. I'm not even involved in this situation. It's draining me. She just needs to give it up. Well, she's got Bunny. Well, I mean, if she carries on defaming him and lying, she's going to end up getting arrested, isn't she? I mean, because she's just lying. She lied on the stand, and if it was a criminal court, she'd be in so much trouble. You can't go around constantly telling lies and trying to turn the world, or even if it's not the world, even if you're not famous, You can't keep turning people against someone, because eventually the truth will come out, or the people will start realising you're lying, and they just be like, well, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I move something because it's rubbish, and then someone puts it back. So, yeah, apparently there was another part, and it was meant to be shown last night, but I've heard nothing about it, so I don't know if it was shown or not, and I do not want to watch it. I can't stand the woman, and the way she talks, and you can tell she's lying. It's just, I don't know how people can talk to her. It's just lies, 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 lies. But anyway, you don't actually get to see me because I've not brushed my hair yet, because I'm going to go and wash it. I'm actually hungry, and I shouldn't be. What time is it though? I don't know, I wouldn't normally eat at this time. But I'm hungry, and if you're hungry, you're hungry. But let me know if you're watching all this drama still carrying on, and if it's getting to you the way it's getting to me. I mean, I'm not even involved. God only knows how he feels. I think, like, his lawyer or whoever has basically said, like, she needs to rein it in, she needs to stop it, this needs to stop. And it does need to stop. It's not healthy, obsessing over someone and constantly telling lies to get people to dislike them and target them. It's wrong. It's not normal. She can't be happy. She can't have better things to do, because if she had better things to do, she wouldn't be so caught up in trying to cause someone so many issues. So let me know what you're feeling about it, and if you're over it or you're sick of hearing it. I hope more jury members come forward, because the one that's spoken out anonymously basically said, we didn't believe it, we felt uncomfortable with her constantly looking at us. This guy was like, he basically said that he stopped looking at her in the end and just like listened to her, but he said it was obvious she was lying, and that all the face pulling and stuff, it just didn't add up. So her and Elaine bad mouthing the lawyer, saying that like they were caught up in the Johnny Depp show. No, it was just that she was so bad at what she was doing that it wasn't believable, and it wasn't. I couldn't even bloody watch. I'd watch like 2 minutes. I'd be like literally about to turn my hair out, because she's just so frustrating and obviously lying. So I hope more speak out and say like why they believed him over her, because I think they're all going to say the same thing. I think, you know, they all agreed on it. It was an anonymous decision. Oh God, I nearly said anonymous and I got them mixed up. But yeah, they all agreed, because it had to be 100%, like they had to all agree. I mean, it's just ridiculous that she's just 2 weeks later carrying it on. She needs to just stop going on social media and watching what he's doing, and stop being so jealous. Jealousy is just pathetic. Like, no one needs to be jealous of anyone. Everyone has their own path in life, and some people are super successful and some people are not, and some people are like doing okay for themselves and some are not. It's just life. It's what happens. If you're not happy, change your life. Don't target people, don't lie about them, don't get them bullied or like harassed or whatever it is you're doing. You just need to just get on with your life. If you're bored and you want something to do, find something to do. Get a hobby, try something new, work more, work less, do whatever makes you happy, but don't be jealous of people and try and ruin their lives because you've decided to do that, because there's something wrong with you. Amber Heard just needs to just go away, think about things, and stop being who she's been, because she ain't being a nice person. And that is all I'm going to say. And if she carries on, I'll obviously do another video, but I'm mentally drained from her, let alone anything else. Anyway, have a good upcoming week. This should be going up Monday. Yes, Sunday, God. So it'll be Monday tomorrow if it goes up on Sunday. Hopefully it will do. have a good week ahead, and if there's any more drama, I might do a video. I mean, it's too much.